What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you had a great holiday with your family and friends. It's definitely nice to be back making videos again. And in this video, we're going to be going over my watch list for this short week ahead. Keep in mind, the stock market will be closed on New Year's Day, so another short week back to back. So I was actually just about done making this video when I got a notification saying that Donald Trump just signed the $600 stimulus check bill. I didn't think he was going to do this because he just called this bill a disgrace, but he did it. Don't think it was very public. He did tweet a bit ago that there was some big news coming. So this is awesome for the stock market. You can see futures are up, and hopefully this leads us into that Santa Claus rally that we want into the end of the year, into the early January. And I think we're going to do very well this week now. I was kind of bearish because I wasn't sure if things were going to shut down, but here we go. Before we get into it, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for 10,000 subscribers. That is a huge milestone, and I honestly never expected to get this many subscribers. So thank you guys so much for watching my videos and enjoying the content, and I will keep trying to put out good content for you guys in 2021. Check out the Discord and my Webull link in the description below. Webull still doing that for free stock thing all through December, so check that out if you want, and let's get into it. So before we get into the watch list, I found this article, and I thought it was a pretty good read. And I'll link it below for you guys to check out. But here's some things I took away from it. And basically, it just has to do with how bullish the market is right now. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a bear by any means, and I love the bull market we're in. It's been a lot of fun this year, and especially this last, December, November. We've had some really solid gains, and it's really fun. But I am also trying to look at both sides here to play things smart. So my plan here is to actually use the Santa Claus rally to trim some of the more speculative plays that have returned nicely, that were more intended as a swing trade or, cash in those call options. I want to be more cash heavy going into January with the Georgia runoff elections approaching, change in administration, and even as this article says, a lot of people sell for tax purposes in January. The market is very bullish right now, approaching all-time highs, and especially with the stimulus news, I can see us heading higher now. So I just personally think it's a good time to cash in a bit. I'm not selling my favorite SPACs, I'm not selling my favorite stocks, and I don't suggest you do that either. Keep the ones you have conviction over and maybe trim the ones that were more for a trade. I just think it's a good time to do that, and that is my game plan. All right, so stock number one is Apple. This one I've been talking about all month. We called this one out in the Discord in the low 120s, and we played it up to the low 130s, which was an awesome gain for a lot of people in there. Now, I'm still long-term on Apple. I hold a ton of shares for Apple, and I'm looking to add more. I do see a lot of upside. I did just watch a Tom Nash video on this, and I agree with him 100%. I see a lot of upside in the future for Apple, although many people may feel that it's a slow-moving, stagnant stock. I think they have a fantastic CEO, pristine financials, and their CEO tends to underpromise and outperform, which is what I like. I would rather have, the company outperform rather than promise too much and not deliver. I think this 2024 EV rumor and articles that I'm seeing is very promising. I think Apple could tap into this, which leads me to my next stock that I'm watching, which is THBR. I pointed this out in the 8 SPACs for 2021 when it was around 1060, and now it's at 1338. So this is Indie Semiconductor. And I found a tweet from Bill Spackman, so that's the account right there. And basically, what he noticed is in their investor presentation, the Apple icons on the dashboard. Now, nothing is confirmed by any means, but this could signal some Apple involvement with Indie Semiconductor. So it's something I'm going to be watching for. And we'll see if this helps the SPAC pick up, whether it's a rumor, whether it's true. It's just something that I want to watch. As far as Indie Semiconductor goes, they deal with top auto suppliers. They have $2 billion in backlog. They've already shipped 100 million devices. Both industries, so semiconductors and EVs, the sectors are doing very well. Their estimated revenue for 2020 is 23 million, and estimated for 2023 is 204 million, so that is a huge jump. This is one that I'm going to continue watching for and see how the market reacts to these speculations. Next up, we have PLTR, which is Palantir. I really like this for the short and the long term. I am holding shares for the long term, but with constant news, constant contracts coming out, those can act as catalysts for the stock and push it higher. Now, this stock has been trading in a channel anywhere from, $25 to around 29. It's really been staying in that area. So if we were to break that $29 resistance, I think it could push to all-time highs, and then, maybe we see FOMO and hype push it up even to the 40s in the coming weeks and months. So this would be a longer term outlook. So to be safe, if you're playing call options, give yourself a couple of months to be in the money, or, play in the money options just to be safe. Now, I really like this because they're constantly getting new contracts like we mentioned. And it even says here, Palantir closes out 2020 with nearly $150 million in new government contracts, which is huge. They also have an event coming up on January 26th, which is a live demo day of, their Foundry, Gotham, and Apollo platforms. Products will be shown in the latest releases of each platform and describe the upcoming research and development roadmap for 2021. So, they'll probably provide some clear guidance for what they expect with their commercial and government work, which is obviously going to be great and probably push that stock price higher. Next up, we have NIO, and NIO's just had a rough go in December with all this negative news against it. However, NIO Day is approaching January 9th, and I have been buying the dip on NIO, adding shares to my long-term portfolio, and I think NIO Day is going to be a huge event, so I'm looking to scale into some options for NIO. So I'll be watching it and looking to get into it. This is the type of event that I would sell before the event takes place, just to be safe. You never know what's going to happen with these, but I do expect NIO to run up nicely before the event. And then what happens after the event, we never really know, which is why I tend to sell before or sell a majority of, say, call options before and then leave a runner or two in case there's more upside. So that's how I like to play these, just to be safe. Next up, we have LCA, which is going to be Golden Nugget on the 29th. That's the day of the merger. That's a Tuesday, so I think it's looking pretty bullish. I think a lot of people are excited for this. It'll be interesting to see if they get a pump and PR from Tillman or Mad Money or anything like that. This is something I would wait for confirmation on if you're looking to play call options, or at least play them somewhat far out. If market sentiment is positive, I do see this heading higher on Monday. And then on Tuesday, when the merger happens, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Lately, post-mergers have been going very well for SPACs. They've been trending up after they merge. But again, this is one that you could trim some profits Monday when it runs up, if it runs up, and then leave some runners. That's just how I like to play. I think it's been working very well for me. And if things tend to go the opposite way, well, you already locked in a ton of profit, so there's very little downside. Long term, I actually really like Golden Nugget. I do think they will be successful. They have great financials. The industry's growing. So, this is one that I'm definitely watching closely. Next up, we have APXT. This is AvePoint, and I mentioned this one in my SPACs for 2021 video. And since then, it's run up about 17.30% this past week, or $2.44. I think this one is becoming more popular. Their merger is going down in Q1 of 2021. At least that's when it's expected to go down. They provide data management solutions for the Microsoft Cloud. They have approximately 7 million current users, and a majority of the revenue is reoccurring subscriptions, so definitely like that. They're in a growing market, and I think this could be pretty big, even short and long term. So I'll be watching them closely. I've mentioned quite a few stocks for this watch list this week, which is bigger than usual, but we're going to finish it up by running through the last ones pretty quickly here. Tattooed Chef has gotten a lot of attention lately from big YouTubers, and I do see a huge upside for this stock in 2021, so I'll be adding on any pullbacks. Even at the current price, I still think it's attractive. Open Door merged and had a bit of a sell-off after running up quite a bit, and I think this is a great stock to hold long term. We know ARK Invest is buying, and I'll be adding even at the current prices. Beyond Meat is a bit oversold in my opinion. It's been trading anywhere from 135 to 145. So if we do see it trending up and recovering nicely. I could see it heading higher, possibly to 150 pretty soon here. So that is definitely on watch for me. BFT, surprisingly, hasn't been trading as high as the other SPACs, and I really do like BFT. I think this is a great SPAC with a lot of upside potential. I love fintech, I love iGaming, and I added some more shares last week when it was under $15. XL Fleet is the last one I'm going to mention today, and this one really shot up and surprised me. Now, the volume that I saw last week on this stock was insane, so I'm going to be interested to see if people push this up to 40 because it is EV, and I can see the hype and the FOMO kicking in. So it's definitely worth watching and possibly playing. So we'll see. That's pretty much it, guys. That is what I'm watching this week. I know I mentioned quite a few stocks, which is more than usual, but that's where my head's at. That's what I wanted to watch this week. So let me know what you're watching in the market this week. Drop a comment below. Please like and subscribe, and have a good one.